Hey guys, hope you're all doing well. Now for today's video, I wanted to talk about the entire movie franchise. From the original Jurassic Park all the way up to Fallen Kingdom, we've gotten to see a ton of cool and unique dinosaurs in this film series. Some of them were already iconic, like the T-Rex, while others earned their popularity from the movies themselves, like Velociraptor. And it's animals like that I actually wanted to focus on today, because, unfortunately, sometimes the coolest dinos out there only get a few fleeting seconds of screen time, and sometimes they don't even make it into other films. So today, I wanted to talk about the top 5 underrated dinosaurs in the Jurassic Park franchise. Number 5. Carnotaurus. Being a dinosaur that many people had read up on and been introduced to in Michael Crichton's second novel, The Lost World, many older fans from the 90s were quite disappointed that this dinosaur didn't make an appearance in Spielberg's film adaptation. Well, its introduction would definitely come in the movies, but not until far later. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom's inclusion of the Carnos was met with a pretty positive reception following the initial film trailer. Sure, some of us wish it wouldn't have been used as a punching bag for the T-Rex in every scene it got, but still, it was really nice to finally see this animal make an appearance on the big screen. Something equally as interesting happens to be the species color variations. With the first Carno we see being a traditional reddish brown, however the later one that's seen eating the corpse of Eli Mills was given the famous demon color tone from the JP toys. This guy played a major role in the second book, and had it not taken so long for them to show up in the film series, I may not have included them on this list, but since a major dino took 4 sequels to get here, I thought it deserved at least a little bit of acknowledgement somewhere. Number 4. Mamenchisaurus. While not appearing in either of Crichton's novels, the Mamenchisaurus was only seen for a brief matter of seconds in the Lost World movie. Even upon release at a very young age, the noise I heard it make became instantly recognizable as the sound of this specific long-necked sauropod, despite this being its only shot at screen time. Over the films, we've seen a few long necks come and go, though Brachiosaurus and Apatosaurus seem to eat up most of the scenery for some weird reason. Still, if we're talking about fans of The Lost World, I'm pretty sure all of us instantly think of the epic scene where an InGen hunter rides his motorcycle between this big creature's legs. Brief but fun, I'd honestly say it's pretty memorable, and the dinosaur involving said scene deserves to at least have a role in the background somewhere. But hey, that's just me. I have no idea whether or not they'd like to include this animal in the next film, and since they've already chosen to tease Dreadnoughtus, I find it a little bit unlikely. But you know what? I really think it deserves at least one more go in the movies. Number 3. Spinosaurus. What once was a massively despised dinosaur from JP3 has become something of an underdog for kids that grew up with that entry. Sure, it got a whole movie dedicated to it, but you gotta remember, just a few years ago, there was nobody screaming for the Spino to make a return to the films, unless it wound up getting killed by a T-Rex in a rematch. So, what can you really say about this dinosaur? It's the biggest theropod in the fossil record, it can loan itself to quite a lot of cool aquatic scenes, and it even has a good dose of notoriety built up in the franchise's past. The design alone is pretty memorable, and despite even myself disliking it for so many years, I can't deny that hearing it roar just one more time wouldn't bring a smile to my face. It came super close to being featured in Fallen Kingdom before it got axed from the story and replaced with the Carno. Still, it's the Spinosaurus. With the level of fans out there that I've seen show love for it, and its appearance being in only one film to date, it absolutely has to be noted as underrated. Number 2. Ceratosaurus. Well, Spinosaurus got all of JP3 dedicated to it, while Ceratosaurus had to cameo in a quick poop joke scene. This red-horned carnivore unfortunately has only popped up here and there in the series since, which is really unfortunate. I know I wouldn't want to be remembered for nothing more than this joke. When Jurassic World Evolution came out and showcased the animal being available early on, it was a pretty big shock to me. This dinosaur actually does have quite a lot of fans both in and out of the franchise. It's just so unfortunate that for the longest time, this was the only time we got to see it in action. Just think of the cool interactions this guy could have in newer stories set in the expanded Jurassic universe. It even shares some similarities with the aforementioned Carno. The possibilities are endless. And finally, number 1, Dilophosaurus. If there's one dinosaur that has been left aside and not included in the franchise for far too long, it has to be the Dilophosaurus. Yep, it was a hologram in Jurassic World, and yeah, you can hear one in the bushes in Fallen Kingdom. But man, it only got one scene dedicated to it in the entire series. And that was an important death dedicated to Dennis Nedry way back in JP1. Even if we ignore that, the Spitters are some of the most iconic and easily recognizable creatures in the whole saga. It was their appearances in the first book and movie specifically that really catapulted the dinosaur to stardom. The fictional ability to spit venom and possess that rattling frill have been often imitated, but never duplicated. I have a strong feeling that the filmmakers can't ignore the fan demand for having it show up in JP6. And let's say they do. It still took 5 sequels for this legendary dino to get featured in just one scene again. How crazy is that? Truth be told, this is definitely my favorite pick on the list, but all of these animals are valuable creatures in their own right. Any of them showing up in a new scene would be incredible in my opinion. And that is my list for the top 5 underrated dinos in the entire film series. Now I have no doubt that some of these will more than likely be popping up in Jurassic World 3, but still, I figured before that one came out, I'd go ahead and stress their importance ahead of time. One of the biggest reasons, if not the biggest reasons, we get drawn into the Jurassic Park franchise is because of our interest and love of dinosaurs. And I know that I personally have grown to love all 5 of these animals in their own unique ways. Now, whatever your own thoughts, opinions, and lists happen to be, I'd love to hear them in the comments down below. Now before I go, I'd like to thank all of my game wardens, as well as all of my InGen executives. I'd also like to thank all of my park workers and InGen hunters as well. Guys, it seriously means the world to me that you all even continue to watch these videos, and I want to thank each and every one of you for all of your continued support. Now, I'd like to thank all of you for watching this video and hope you all enjoy today's content. If you feel like I deserve it, I'd appreciate the like and hope that you'll consider subscribing if you're interested in hearing from me again. I'll see you on the next one, guys, and as always, take it easy.